Well, last time we talked about Catholics the whole time. Catholics and pagans, as
Yes.
if they were the same.
We did not say that at all. If you did not listen to last week's episode,
You should.
you should, because Nate's lying right now.
Anyway, but I grew up in evangelical, Protestant, charismatic, non-denominational world.
Yes, you did.
Right? All of those?
Yeah, all of those
I think
things.
all
That's
those things
true.
are things. So,
Yep.
to me, Halloween was... Okay. Halloween, this is the question. Halloween seems like a time where Christians get to feel superior to non-Christians for not participating in Halloween.
Huh.
Yeah. And so, is that accurate? And it almost seems like they look forward to it more than people who aren't Christians do because they get to feel better than them by not participating.
Okay, so that's not been my experience like at all.
Okay.
Zero. The opposite.
Okay.
So I actually see it as a time where, like, I'll say this, for me having, like when our kids were younger and telling them they could not go participate in certain things, right? Especially like, like we lived in a cul-de-sac. Everyone around us is, their houses are all decorated for Halloween.
Yeah, this was like peak sheltered. You know what I mean? Peak Christian shelter.
Okay.
Is not participating in Halloween.
Right. Okay. So yeah, my kids are homeschooled, right? I was growing up, or my kids grew up in a church very similar to what you're talking about, right? The evangelical, non-denominational, charismatic church, right? And so my kids grew up in a similar environment as that. They were told Halloween, like from the up front by leaders, told Halloween wrong, evil, bad.
Right.
Don't associate with it. Okay. And so that was what they grew up with. And then us having to, as parents, probably not having as extreme a view as that, but also going, but we're not going to participate in that, right? We're not. And so I think it was actually kind of harder because a lot of events and things are built around that, for kids. And so like their friends would be going to stuff, or we get invited to go with, parents or friends to go to different things, and they wouldn't be able to do that. So I didn't find it to be a place of like where we we definitely weren't looking forward to it. Definitely didn't feel superior in any way. It actually felt like we were way the minority in this, right? Because people like give us that eye of like, oh, your kids don't celebrate Halloween? Because it got to the point where like kids, people would ask, what do you dress up for Halloween?
Okay, well that's another question I have.
Right? And then our kids would be like, we don't do Halloween. And then they look at they look at my wife and I.
What is wrong with you?
Right, with those judgmental eyes ever. And so, anyway. And
then you look back at them with judgmental eyes for letting their kids be infected by demons.
We have a judgmental stare down.
Yes.
Yeah. So, no, but that's, so I guess I didn't have that experience that you're talking about. It just felt very different than that. For my kids growing up, now obviously for me growing up, we were right in the midst of doing all the Halloween stuff, right? I can remember hopping in the back of the pickup trucks and doing all that stuff, but we weren't being raised in that kind of environment.
Did you egg or TP houses?
Yes, nice. But I don't remember if I did that on Halloween though. We did that just in other times. So
it's June.
Yeah,
let's go egg a house.
I mean, kind of, yeah. So. Oh, okay. Well, that's a whole nother story of Joseph's childhood we don't need to talk about right now. But yeah, but obviously, I guess you felt like that was the case for you growing up.
I felt like that was a little bit of it.
Okay.
That we get to feel superior. It was like peak Christian superiority day of not participating in Halloween.
No, definitely didn't. The only time that maybe it did feel that way to some degree was when Halloween fell like on a Wednesday night. And our church had a prayer meeting, and it was like, kind of like, oh,
we're here praying.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I mean, instead of having like empathy, compassion, like we're going to pray for those that don't know the Lord, that are lost, like da-da-da-da. Yeah, it was, I think for some people, I'm not saying for everybody, for some people, it felt like, all right, we're here doing the holy thing. They're there, everyone else is participating in Halloween right now. They're going and they're being pagans or Satanist or whatever.
I feel the same way the other direction about people who go to the gym or jog on major highways during church on Sunday morning.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You're judging them for that.
No, they're judging.
Oh, they're judging. You think they're judging
they get
you.
to feel superior than us because they don't need church. They've got exercise and health and wellness, and it's like, go run on a treadmill somewhere. Get out of my face. You know what I mean?
Right. So yeah, as you're passing people going to church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you not having the appearance of being judgmental and feeling better than when you get asked to do something and say, hey, no, we don't do that because we're not pagan sinners like you are?
Yeah.
Is that not the same thing or worse?
Well, we don't sit there and go, hey, we're not pagan sinners.
Yeah, but that's how you make them feel.
Well,
like they're terrible parents.
Like if that's how they feel, I can't control that. I can't control how other people feel. I can't.
Well,
I can't control how other people feel.
Well, then why are you not supposed to eat the meat that was sacrificed to idols?
Okay.
You can't control how other people feel.
Okay, there's a difference between caring for... Okay, there's a difference...
I told you I was going to push back.
I know, and I appreciate that. There's a difference between making sure a brother and sister in Christ doesn't stumble, right, that I know, okay?
Okay.
Versus everyone, like, I can't control how everyone else does. In other words, when I was thinking about, like you mentioned that scenario of, even the temple, the meat being offered in the temple, right? Sacrifice in the temple. Like, I can't, like, the Corinthians couldn't control how the other pagans were going to feel about it, right?
Right.
In other words, they were going to abstain. They were not going to eat that meat. So were they going to get side eyes from the pagans? Yes. I mean, many who would have been family members, 100% they were going to get that, in a sense of, oh, well, aren't y'all just too good with your Christian religion now, to even come eat with us, have a meal with us. So, I mean, like, that's been going on from point one. And I guess what I mean when I say that, I can't control what other people feel, I can't. Like, in other words, we have to live according to our convictions in love. I mean, so we're going to love. So I'm not going to condemn people with words I say. I'm not going to judge them. I mean, I really don't. And,
right, but you've said this.
But I also have to walk according to convictions and according to light. It would be the same thing. Like if I was at if I was somewhere and they're like, hey, you want to take a hit of this? And I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Like,
okay.
They may feel like I'm judging them for that. Or even like when I was in high school and I got saved and I really did. I mean, like I quit, so I wasn't drinking anymore. I wasn't going to parties anymore. And there were individuals in that group that like looked at me and they said, oh, well, you're just, one of those holy rollers now, like that was, I mean, I got that. I caught that. And so, but at the same time, it wasn't like I was going to sit there and go, well, I guess I'll cave into my.
Does that not still happen now? From me here?
No, not from you,
Just
Nate.
kidding.
Not from you. No, because like I feel like it's a different world with when you're with adults. I mean, you can have adult conversations, and if someone doesn't want to have an adult conversation or act in an adult way, then that's on them, not me.
It's a lot easier to get out of stuff like that now, anyway.
Yeah,
because there's other excuses other than Jesus said I can't.
Yeah,
like,
and
like weed freaks me out too much. I can't do it.
Right. I mean, like, and even like a small thing, like I've said this before, like I'm not against drinking, right? I mean, drunkenness is a sin, drinking's not, but I choose not to drink. So when I'm in gatherings and people offer me a beer or all that, I will say no, and I don't offer any explanation to that. And of course, a lot of times people know I'm a pastor, and so they're just like, "Oh, he's just a pastor." Like they kind of like,
right?
They're just, "Oh, okay, yeah, I got it." So that's that pastor guy.
They should make pastor beer. No alcohol.
No
beer.
alcohol. No, I'm
for
good.
Church.
I'm good. Yeah, for church.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess I still don't understand this. Like, where does my convictions end and I have to cater to other people begin? I just don't get any of that. Because we've talked about this before with like swearing or something whenever we talked about that.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things. I think there's the lines that are very clear, right? That's like, this is sin.
Okay.
So I'm not going to engage in this act of sin. Like what Paul says in Galatians chapter 5, like the deeds of the flesh are obvious. And then he goes on and names, like them. And
so, but the thing that we talked about with the meat thing and now Halloween, it's like...
Yeah, I agree. I think these are much more on like a personal conviction basis than it is on anything. And so I think it does get trickier. So you're looking for
treatier.
You're looking for the line.
Blah.
Yeah, I know. You're looking for the line. You're looking for the line of like, this is wrong, this is right.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that line is going to be different for different people.
I'll just hang out with no one and have my own convictions then.
That's fine. Do that. So, I mean, as long as you're not, practicing occult, practices or, doing something satanic. I mean, that'd be,
sure.
Don't do those things.